Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good day to you viewers. My name is Abdulkadir Jumma, and inshallah today we are to discuss on the topic majority of our school children does not go beyond secondary school with our guest in person of Mr. Abdulkadir Umar Ladan. So before we move further, I would like to permit our guest to give us his brief biography.
So thank you very much. As the guest introduced, my name is Abdulkadir Umar Ladan, and I am born here in Duku. I attended a family support program. That's where I had my nursery school days and my primary 1 and 2. After that, I switched to Duku International Academy, where I had my primary school certificate and my junior secondary school certificate. After my JSSCE, I changed to Markaz Islamic School, where I had my SS1, only SS1. So I have to change school again to Community Science Secondary School, where I completed my secondary school and obtained my SSCE in 2019. My childhood was indeed great, and I enjoyed my childhood here in Duku local government. After that, I got admission into the Gombe State University to study Bachelor of Pharmacy.
Thank you so much. So what can you say about the topic?
Quite a disturbing topic to see the state of education in this kind of form, because it is believed that education is the foundation for development, not only in Duku, not only in Nigeria, but in the whole world. It's the most powerful tool that can be used to tackle all the problems or issues that are disturbing people. But unfortunately, in our community, our hometown, education is not given that high order and priority. Majority of our schools, secondary school students, doesn't further their education. There are many reasons behind that, some of which are financial, some of which are lack of passion for the study, some of which are a lot of factors do contribute to lack of academic pursuit for secondary school students. For I can remember in our set of more than 150 students, that class of 2019 in the Community Science Secondary School, only 9 of us were admitted into universities. That's less than, I think, 10% of us. Less than 10%. We were 150, and only 9 of us were admitted into universities. That's indeed a problem. This is just one of the few examples I can give on the lack of academic portions after secondary school certificate. And it's indeed a great.
So what do you think is the causative agent?
I told you earlier, many factors contribute to what the current state of education. There are many things that causes this problem, but let's take it from this perspective. Number one, let's look at the parents. They are the number one guidance of all students, and they should be the number one people that should take the responsibility of giving their children proper education. Let's look at the teachers. They are the ones who are handled with that responsibility of ensuring the students that are sent to their school are well educated and are on the track of pursuing education. The third, let's look at the students. How many of them are even ready? How many of them have the passion for studying? Nowadays, people just want to get easy money and quit everything, and they are not even interested in the education aspect. If money comes from other ways, definitely a lot of people will forsake education to get easy money, and that is the problem we are facing today. And as I told you earlier, there are financial situations. There are situations when the parents and the student want to further their education, but due to financial situations, they can't handle that. A lot of people who write JAM have good points, write WAEC and NECO with flying colors, but due to financial situation, they won't be able to further their education. These are some of the reasons that cause this problem. To summarize, I can say the parents, the students themselves, financial situation, the teachers, and indeed the community the community is not encouraging. We need an enabling environment for whatever we are doing. And the community tends to show lack of interest. Like this kind of I don't care attitude. If you do it, it's on your own. If you didn't do it, it's on your own. Nobody cares.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Abdul. So, what are the impacts in the society?
The impacts of lack of education is very apparent. We know that no society will develop without education, because education is the foundation of development, to put it in the former governor's words, former governor Ibrahim Dangombos. We are seeing the problems we are facing, financial, economical. Today we are in a situation where drinking water is a problem to people. To some extent, I don't blame the politicians and the rulers and the leaders for this problem. I blame all of us. If you had proper education last 20 years, last 30 years, this kind of problems will not be occurring. All the problems we are facing today, in one way or the other, are linked to lack of proper education. We can see, let's take our system, for example. For 20 years, we were unable to produce a doctor from 1997, when Dr. Umar Ladan graduated, up to 2017, when Dr. Abdullah Gorki graduated. So a lot of factors, a lot of problems we are facing today are due to lack of proper education. So I can sum up all the problems we are facing, in one way or the other, linked to lack of proper education. Proper education in the sense that lack of furthering education after secondary school. Thank you.
With this, inshallah, we will go for a short break. Just stay in front of your screen box. So now, inshallah, the discussion will continue. So what remedies can you give to the student?
We have found ourselves trapped in sometimes centering the blame on the victim. Who are the victims in this context? The students and the parents. There are solutions where the students are victimized. They are the ones who are denied the opportunities to further their education, and they are the ones that are blamed. Next people who are blamed are the parents. I said it earlier, they are one of the causes, but to some extent we should not blame them alone. They are the number one guidance, and people should take responsibility over their children, but the blame is not for them alone. Now let's look at the problem from another angle. Let's say all the parents want to send their children to school, and all the students want to go to schools. Where are the schools? If they go to the schools, where are the teachers? One of the problems we are even facing now is not that majority of the people, that's a big deal, a big problem. People don't go to school. It's a different issue. But even those who go to school, how do they end up? They will end up going to secure questionable degrees. A degree you cannot defend is questionable. There are situations where people study biology and will not be able to teach SS1 students the meaning of biology in an understandable way. So, even people who go to school, sometimes we should ask ourselves, how are they schooling? Are they going to get the knowledge, or they will just end up getting a questionable degree? So, back to our topic, to proffer solutions to this problem. Indeed, every problem has a solution. We need to wake up. We need to realize the potential danger of lack of furthering education. One, the government should take responsibility. Private organizations should take responsibility. The parents should realize the danger, and the students should have the fire inside them, that by all means they should pursue education. So with this, if all what I mentioned, all the parties I mentioned, that's the government, the private sectors, I forgot the traditional rulers, they all have to look into this. if only they will provide an enabling environment, this problem can be tackled. What is an enabling environment? You support the teachers to teach. You support the student to study. And for those who are suffering from financial situations, you offer scholarships. You give aids, grants, so that they will further their education. So these are some of the problems through which we can tackle this problem we are facing, because it is indeed eating us, and we need to do something about it. We need to wake up. To give you an example, today, the current admission we had in GSU, like the current people that are in 100 level, we have only one medical student from the local government. We have no pharmacy students. So all our quota, our vacancies, will either be allocated to other local governments, or the people who are in the diaspora, people who in the long run will never benefit the society. They are the ones who are coming to get the vacancies and quota. Why? Because one, we are not capable. How many of our students are making it for JAM to be granted admission into the universities? Only few of them. How many people do you have in your set? They are very few. They are the minority, like very few. I told you, less than 10% of our students, of my classmates, only less than 10% made it to the universities. And still, majority of us are still in town. They didn't do anything apart from that secondary school certificate they have acquired, which is to some extent useless. So these are some of the problems we should look into. Everybody has a responsibility, and we all have roles to play. The government should play its part, the private organization should play their parts, the elites, the big men, the big men of the community should play their role. If not, we are all going to suffer the consequences as we are seeing now. These are some of the problems.
So what do you think is the roles of government students need to further his or her education?
Pardon?
What are the roles of government student need to further his or her education?
I didn't get. Can you elaborate the question? I didn't get.
So what are the roles of government that they will going to contribute in order the students, for example, some that are less privileged, they're going to further their education?
As I told you earlier, government need to provide the schools. How many tertiary institutions do you have in Dubai? We have 0 government tertiary institutions, and the private tertiary institutions are only, I think, 3. The Haruna Rashid College of Health Sciences, and I think that's all. So government first need to provide the school. So that's not a big problem. You can go to another place and study. And for those who are not capable, government should provide the aids and scholarship. Not only government, private organization can do that. The elites can do that. As a big man, as a rich man, I can initiate a foundation that will help students. So these are some of the responsibilities the government.
So alhamdulillah, by God willing, we come to the end of today's discussion. So be with us in our next video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. So from Abdulkadir, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and I hope you will come next time because I have more for you.
Inshallah. So I want you to sign on this sheet.